As is Sem. But it's 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go. And it's a great start from Toby. Pretty even start for everyone else. Although there's a dive bomb from Crowding. Try and get all green. They're all safely through turn 1.
Oh
no, as I said that, there's a massive crash in the back.
There's that split. There's that split already for them drivers. That's the last thing they wanted. It's already a 3-second gap. That's crucial.
This has been split in half because of that collision at the exit of turn 1. And there's another person around. Andres is round. That's ruined his race. And there's another spinner now as well. Simba's round. Simba's been involved in the collision with Crispy. And Crispy's beached. Crispy is beached.
Oh no. Would you believe it? Of all the people? Oh no. And of course, with the league rules, you've got to disqualify or that's it. Or if you reset the track, it's going to be a big penalty. And he's disqualified.
There we go. Crispy's gone.
It's cruel, but it's what happens in real life Formula 1. But that is such a shame. He was looking so good. Oh. Dear me, was it one lap? We've already seen more chaos in this race than we saw in Division 3 yesterday, and that was a line I did not expect to say. But here we go. Here's the train at the front between 1st and 8th. It's Griffiths leading the way from Turner. And then you've got...
I mean, I said the pack would be broken up by a massive dive bomb or some kind. That's exactly what has happened with that massive collision at the end of turn 1 as they go into turn 2. And there's more battling in the background. We saw Lewis and Shutmetal. Oh, there's more contact there. Shutmetal and Race Roller also coming together. Big gainers though. Merckx is up 6. Lewis is now up 7. Race Roller going around the outside. I think Shutmetal might have picked up a bit of damage. He's definitely struggling a lot. Merckx has now got him on a switchback. Very nicely done. Done before they even get to the turn 9 and 10 braking point, as Racey's gone very deep.
And Race Roller's had a moment. He's lost it on traction, going out that tight hairpin, and that's an easy position for Merckx. I've got a feeling there's a few frustrated drivers from 9th and below, as the McLaren of Shutmetal tries to stick it around the outside of Race Roller to no success. And now he's under threat from SLR Sem in the Alfa Romeo. He's on the outside. He's still going to commit to it.
On those medium tyres as well, of course.
Medium tyres, yet, so he's got the grip and he's got the move. Great stuff from the Alfa Romeo driver. He's got a big job on his hands. 9th is just up the road, but the battle for 8th, that's a tall task itself, as Griffiths has set the fastest lap. It's still an Aston Martin 1-2, Crowding in 3rd, followed by Ogwin and the pair of Ferraris.
I mean, all of these drivers that aren't in the top 8 need a safety car, basically.
Yeah.
If they want any hope. Because you're not going to close in with the quality of drivers you've got here.
You're not
going to be able to close that gap.
Not just that though, but even if you do have the quality of drivers there, I mean, the DRS is so effective here, so even if you are quicker, just the DRS is just going to hold you back. But having said that, it looks like Louis might have just broke the DRS from Merckx, so Louis might find himself in a race of his own very shortly, unless the safety car does come out.
I mean, Merckx is almost breaking the 1 second gap to Race Roller as well. I think under the section point though, Merckx doesn't have DRS and Race Roller does. But they're all still dropping back from this train for the lead. Gap's now up to 5.3 for Lewis when it was 4.9 at the beginning of this lap.
Interesting to see what actually happened on that first corner. Was it due to a dive bomb, or was it because someone lost a bit of traction? Because, I mean, these tyres, they do take a while to warm up, and even with a formation lap, as Griffiths once again sets the fastest lap. It's 3 out of 3 for the Aston Martin driver, but he is still very close kept company by Turner, and Crowding's only within 3 tenths behind. So Crowding is looking very hungry, as it looks like Ogwin is outside a second. So these top
Yeah,
three...
he had DRS on that straight, but he won't have it now. So he's going to come under threat from Midzi.
So it looks like the Ferraris, they're going to have to do a move now. They're going to have to get going, because they could see the podium and the battle for the win potentially drifting away into the sunset, as Ogwin has lost a bit of time going out of turn 3. It looks like he lost a bit of traction. Maybe not as bad as I first thought, but those Ferraris behind, they're going to have to get a move on.
I mean, what is Turner going to do? Is he going to act as a rear gunner for his teammate? Or is he going to go to battle with him?
So yeah, I wonder if they'd be in the same party together. Oh, we've got a move, and it's Midzi in 4th place, so he's clearly got the hurry up from his team engineer, and Midzi is up to 4th place, and he's got a 2.5 gap to close down now to the top 3. Now it's the other Ferrari's turn in SLR Corey.
Surely Ogri must have made a mistake coming out of that corner, because there's no way otherwise Midzi would have got that amount of grip and pace to get past him.
Well, quite possibly, but also at the same time, Ogwin...
He's still struggling now. Look at Corey all over the back of him.
He's running quite low on the ears.
Gone.
He's running quite low on the ears. I think he's going to find it tough to potentially defend this one. He's got the DRS from Midzi, but it looks like Corey's going to settle for a bit, as there's a move for second.
Ooh, Crowding. Trying to go around the outside of Turner. Ooh, side contact. Here comes Crowding, of course. Crowding getting the slipstream from Toby. So Toby's not doing his teammates any favours there. No, Turner does have much more ERS to play with over the next few laps.
Oh!
As I think Sem spun. Yep, Sem has spun.
Oh.
And he's doing donuts. Sem doing Sem things.
That's a shame.
He was doing so well. He did that amazing overtake around Shutmellow.
A shame.
Outside.
But Midzi...
Turn 13.
Got a bit fortunate as Midzi with that battle for second. Midzi's already within a second of the top 3, so he's ticking all the boxes
And
at the moment.
Ogwin's not within DRS range of Midzi, so...
No, he's not.
Here comes Corey again.
Here comes Corey indeed. If Ogwin hasn't got the DRS, then Corey is going to be in a very good position to get a move done into turn 1.
Sam's taking an interesting line, as he now gets a 10-second time penalty for doing it.
Yeah.
He was doing the Ogwin quali line. Corey's quite far away from Ogwin.
I think that's the difference.
Near as he was last lap.
I think that's the difference with Corey this season. I think he's looking at is it more of a marathon rather than a sprint. I mean, you're only lap 6 into a 29 lap race. So maybe we will see a bit more from the Ferrari driver further into the Grand Prix.
Again.
Yeah.
Ogwin is so close to track limits everywhere. Just watching on board with Corey and just seeing Ogwin getting so close to the white line on the entry and exit of every corner.
As we predicted earlier as well, it looks like the gap between 8th and 9th is further stretching because Louis doesn't have that DRS and Merckx is now half a second behind him. So there's that two different races we were expecting. Sem is retired. Yeah, there we go, retired in the pit lane. That's a shame. 2 drivers out, 1 in the pit lane, 1 in the gravel. Here's what it is. But nevertheless, we've got a great race in our hands here. Are we going to see a move from Crowding going into turn 1? He's quite close behind.
Oh, Toby's fainted the pit lane. Pit stop is so early. I think he's just trying to break the toe. Sem's AI is going to get involved.
Yeah, so there's been no
He's
move.
ghosted.
There's going to be no move here into sector 1 because of
Why
yellow
is he not
flags.
ghosted?
That's a worry. That's a big worry.
Luckily, no one is majorly affected by it.
That's why I don't like people retiring in the pits. Like, even if it's ghosting, it puts you off because you're not sure because this game is just clapped.
Corey still hasn't got Ogween now. Ogween's almost 2 seconds behind. So this race for the lead is kind of splitting into another pack.
Corey's just not good in traction. I think just on board with him there for that hairpin, and he was going out that corner in gear 4. So maybe there's a slight bit of doubt and confidence of Corey with the traction. This is a track that is a bit tricky on that side of things. It certainly was in Formula 2 the other day.
I mean, from what I've been seeing, everyone's been using that in 4th gear.
Really? Oh, I thought. I mean,
Ogween was doing that in quali even.
But Ogween was
in 4th gear.
Yeah, maybe it's a quali thing to go out in gear 4, but I don't know about a race because Corey was coming out of it in gear 4 and Ogween was just pulling away rapidly down that back straight. And Corey isn't going to plan on making a move here. He's not using any errs. So he is planning to plot something at some point, but in this time at the moment, maybe not.
Sham and Elite have going to battle.
Yep. And that doesn't look like it's over yet.
Elite trying to go to the inside. That's a nice. Oh, he's almost. Oh, I think I was about to jinx it again. The men's jinx was on.
Hello, at the front. This is looking close.
Ooh, 1/10. Crowding and Toby. This is what Ogween, with the likes of Ogween, Corey and that needs. They need this front battle to start battling. This front train. They've got any hope of catching back up. Crowding still has less EOS than everyone though.
Yeah, Crowden's in a horrible situation at the moment because if he doesn't make the move on Griffiths, is the move going to be done from behind? Here we go. Oh, that's
very close.
Yeah, like cigarette paper separating the two, and Griffiths is not going to give this up in a hurry. Tricky bit of traction here, and Griffiths has still got the position. This is great racing between the two.
And he's got the DRS as Toby.
They've raced each other a lot for many seasons in different leagues, and Griffiths has still got the position there. Fantastic stuff from the Aston Martin driver.
I thought Crowding was going to go for the bit of the dive bomb there. Wisely thought of against it, but now Crowding's got no EOS at all basically. Because he used it all up trying to make that move.
I think one driver sitting comfortably at the moment is definitely Midzi in 4th. He's just happy to let it all unfold and maybe in the process save a bit of hers.
He hasn't got that much EOS.
He hasn't, no, but I think he used quite a bit to try and close down that gap, even though it was slightly helped with a bit of dueling up front. But I think he's happy at the moment just to settle and watch all of this unfold and maybe hope for a collision between the drivers ahead. Are we going to see...
It's anyone's guess between these 4 at the moment of who will win. It's definitely looking like it's likely to be one of these 4.
Yeah. It's going to be like...
Unless, of course, safety cars get involved.
It's very much going to be a game of 4-way chess. As Crowding, he's looking again. He's not using the ERS, but he's using the DRS. Down the inside he goes. Griffiths is still going to keep it there. There's a tiny bit of contact.
That's nice. Crowding trying to do the block pass.
Yeah.
Just forcing Toby to turn in later. And that's going to get him the position. So Crowding, from 4th place on the grid, now leads.
But now Crowding, even though he's in the lead, unless he's got a lot of pace in him, I can't see him pulling away because he hasn't got the ERS. He's now not got the DRS. So I can't see him pulling away rapidly the next few laps.
crowding, because of his ERS levels, if he gets a bad exit one time, he could find himself losing positions to both Astons.
Yep.
With the DRS. Jam is almost out of DRS range of Ogreen as well, of Ogreen and Corey. Potentially Jam just beginning to struggle. I think Ogreen's slowly catching this pack up as well. Certainly the gap's not increased over the last few laps.
Bit further back, we've just seen a move. Sparks is now into 15th and Sharp Meadow 16th. Sharp Meadow losing the place. I don't know if there was a bit of contact or not, but when I went on board of Sharp Meadow, he was off the track almost halfway to Saudi Arabia. And we've seen a move.
Corey.
Yep.
Finally gets Ogreen.
But that's the easy bit. The hard bit now is actually pulling away, and he needs to close the gap. Because Ogreen has got the DRS. He's got no ERS though. So
no ERS.
Yeah, sorry, no ERS. Yeah.
Corey needs, well, he really needs to try and dump and pull away. Well, not only pull away from Ogreen, but because he needs to catch up to that front pack, who he's seen just fly off into the distance for the moment.
Yeah, the front four though, especially for third with Turner and Midsey, they all look comfortable at the moment at this stage in the Grand Prix. So I think they're really just going to be pulling each other along. I don't think Corey's got the pace to close the 2.6 second gap unless they do start battling at the front. But first he needs to tick the box of clearing of Ogreen, because even though Ogreen, not be
certainly
shown
towards the end, these four are going to go all hammer and tongue to battle, which will allow people to catch up if this is still the case at the end. Well, he's managed to get a decent gap to Ogreen, so he shouldn't be under attack down this next straight.
No.
But he hasn't caught them out either.
He had a little moment on traction there as well. Shouldn't cost him too much.
I mean, Jam's looking at the back of Ogreen here. If Jam was using some of his ERS, he would have flown past Ogreen. Toby once again stays behind crowding. Andres gets past Simba as he continues his recovery drive. They're so close as Simba to the back of Andres. The gap, ever since Corey's taken that lead of that second group, they dropped even further back now. It's now 3.2, when before Corey took over it was 2.5.
There is absolutely no doubt that fastest drivers on the track are currently the top four. There's absolutely no doubt.
I mean, they're all doing PBs here.
Yeah,
up here.
It's brilliant. Has Crowden pulled the pin? Because if he has, then the drivers behind have also got an answer for it. As suspected, Turner and Midsey, they're just watching, saving us at the same time, and there you go. There's further proof that the pace is still there.
Here comes Toby.
Is there a big
slight wheel banging? Who's going to come out on top once again?
Oh!
Toby's lost the rear end. Here comes Turner now.
Yeah, that could be costly. How are they going to play this?
Dumping everything. Stay ahead, and he's seen that his teammate has yielded to him.
Hard but fair. Which I'd like to see.
Midsey has been saving his ERS up now, so he's got his energy back up a bit. That's all he needs to do at this stage, until the pit stops come along, when you can potentially look at undercut or overcut. Yesterday, it's been another weird one over the weekend, because yesterday it definitely looked like the undercut was the best. And yet, on Friday night, the undercut was completely dreadful.
Thing is,
Where literally everyone overcut everyone.
with strategy today, though, I mean, I know you only had 2 drivers starting the medium tyres, but that went down the shitter straight away because of what happened in the first few corners. So it was only always going to be one strategy after that moment. It's just going to be who blinks first. That is going to be it.
It's going to be different to... I was saying that the overcut was much better on Friday. Of course, that was when going onto the harder compound tyre. So, of course, it's going to be slightly different than mediums. They won't take as long to fire up. So it could play more into the hands of the undercut than we saw on Friday, which was overcut heavy. Merckx has finally got past Lewis for P9. Racefather's right behind them both as well. These 3 are the lead of what's transpired to be the second race, if you like. Those who weren't involved in that one. Oh, Lewis is completely out of shape.
Dumbo to catch that.
Yeah, definitely. Just giving Merckx some breathing space down this straight as well.
Are we going to see anything into turn 1? I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Toby's flexing with the fastest lap. Is he going to flex with a position change down the inside? It looks a bit hesitant. Oh, there's enough space there.
Is he going to get a switchback though? He's got the better line for turn 2. DRS now. Which way is he going to go? He's going to try and go around the outside. Brakes much later. It's going to go deeper. Crowding will hold the position. Oh, but Crowding time penalty. In a very strange place, and Toby's out of shape, and here comes his teammate.
How are they going to play this?
Martins.
Oh, there's a bit of contact at Midzy!
Here comes Midzy.
This is crucial. This is
what Midzy has been waiting for. And Toby's only just got DRS as well. Oh no, he hasn't got it at all.
He's lost it. Now,
Toby's lost it.
How are they going to play this now? Because even though Crowding's got the penalty, if there's not going to be a safety car and these drivers keep battling for second, Crowding will pull away and maybe nullify that penalty. So now Turner and Midzy, they're going to have to do something about it. They've got to hurry up.
This race is going to be dependent on if Toby gets DRS on this next straight. And Toby knows that he's dumping everything he can to get within a second, which he has done. So potentially the race has been saved. Crowding can't fly off into the distance.
He's got the DRS. And Midzy blinks.
In.
He is the first to blink.
And Corey's going to double stack.
Oh no! This is going to be costly for the Ferrari.
Why is Corey... This is typical Ferrari strat.
Yeah, Corey wouldn't have got the notification though because they're too close.
But surely you would have seen him pull off.
Maybe not from the distance, I'm not too sure. But this is going to be crucial now to see where Midzy's going to come out in traffic. Is he...
he's going to be right with the McLaren. He needs to come out in front. Oh no, he's whacked Simba out the way. Would he have picked up damage from that? Was it front wing or was it tyre?
It looked tyre to tyre. I'm on board, not on board with him. I'm just looking. It looks okay. But still, that would have lost him a bit of time. But this is going to be interesting for the Aston Martin pair because one of them will surely have to blink now. But that will mean that one of them's going to miss out. I.e., well, Turner in this situation. So Turner can find himself maybe about a second behind Midzy by the time he pits. Oh, and it could be a bit more than that now. Yeah, that's a great save. They're pushing.
I think Midzy might have gone a lap earlier. I think he's gone pitting, thinking that they will start battling again. But it hasn't transpired that way at all. And yep, top 2 come in. Turner does the Fernando Alonso. Green's in as well. Elite Risk carries on, as does Jam. But where are they going to come out in relation to Midzi?
Midzi's coming down. He's just gone around the last corner. How much time did he lose? He closed the gap to Ham by about 6/10 in the last 2 sectors. Here we go.
He's now 7 seconds behind Midzi.
Midzi's got to have the warmer tyre. He's going to go around the outside of the Aston Martin. How's Griffiths going to play it? He's got warmer tyres. And he's just ahead.
This has put Midzi into the top 2 overall now. Turner's surely going to come out behind him. And now he's got warm tyres to try and attack crowding.
Midzi, for the first time in 2 days, has made the undercut work, but we shouldn't be surprised. This guy's a champion. He dominated for 2 seasons on the last game, and we didn't see him at all really last season, but he's come back and he's better than ever. It looks like at the moment he's within a 10th of crowding. Is he going to get the move done out of here? No, he's not, but he's almost pulled a second on Toby. And Corey's lost out massively. 7 seconds behind his teammate, and he lost in that pit stop. Yeah, I mean, fortunately for him though, he's still ahead of Ogween. Be a bit frustrated that he probably went in a lap early to try and pull away from Ogween, but it's still 8/10. So
how has Ogween come out behind Corey? Corey lost at least 3.5 seconds in the pit stop. And yet he's still come out ahead of Ogween. But where is Turner going to come out? Midzi fastest lap as you'd expect. Turner's going to come out way behind them all, is he?
Yeah.
This camera angle. There we go. Yep, wisely slots in behind Toby.
But yeah, they're going to pull away because he's got those cold tyres. So, I mean, I must admit, I expected Turner to maybe be a bit further back, having to wait an extra lap after Toby in the other Aston Martin car. But it looks like it is actually going to be a second. It is pretty much a second now. There we go. Corey just did the fastest lap as well. And he's got a gap now because Ogween and Elite Risks are fighting it out for 6th place men's.
Yeah, we're going to see Elite Risks going to have the DRS down the next straight. Ogween won't, of course. Because he has lost DRS range to Corey, who had those fresher tyres.
Jam.
What?
Jam's gone wide. He's gone onto the outside curb.
Oh.
He's gone onto the outside curb going into that hairpin, and he's lost an awful lot of time. Yeah. Back at the front.
Midzi's almost dropping out of DRS range nearly there.
And that'll be your...
Crowding gets the fastest lap.
That'll be the answer why.
Here comes Elite on Ogween. He's almost got past him before the line even. Through come Elite. But Ogween's going to have DRS now on this straight. But Elite's just got too much more rear grip. He's not going to come under threat at all.
Well, look at these esports lines. Oh, what's happened there?
Lewis. It was Lewis.
And all those positions he is losing. Down to 16th. Not a good day at the office for the Has team.
He was looking at a point or two with Roller and Merckx before that. Corey's still not catching up with anyone. Instead it's Elite who's caught up to him. Elite's now 7/10 behind Corey.
Yeah. And Elite's actually just set the quickest Sector 2 time of the race so far, so Elite Risks really is on it. And he has got Corey in his sights. There's another move further down, and that is Rigsy has been overtaken by Andres down the back straight. So I'm assuming maybe a mistake.
From Elite.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was late in quali, only had one run, put it in the top 9 in qualifying, and then he's running here, battling for top 5.
He's good on the brakes.
Toby was so close to Mitzi as well. Down into turn 1, so close to touching him.
I mean, there's a bit of a rivalry between Midzi and Griffiths as well, so, I mean, I'm hoping that there's not any contact between the two, otherwise things could get a bit spicy in the queuing chat. As Rigsy's in the pits.
I mean, who doesn't have beef with who? I mean, it's Mckeon division, they've all got massive egos.
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
Whose ego is going to be hurt the most is the bigger question.
That is the question indeed. If you know the answer, who are watching on the stream chat, get those answers in. Whose ego is going to be damaged the most in this race? Let's crowd him. He may be the quickest driver out there, but because he hasn't got that DRS, he's not going to be able to pull away unless Midzi and Griffiths start fighting for position. So
at the moment, he's in overall P4 because of that time penalty.
And that is going to hurt. That is going to hurt. But he's almost actually... He's a tenth away from breaking that DRS duct.
Yeah, but here comes the DRS now, and Midzi's going to gain 3 tenths on him. But here comes Toby, actually.
Yeah, this could be crucial for the Mercedes.
These two attack it. Oh, that's tight. That's still even tighter. You can see these two do not like each other. Surely based on that. Elite's got Corey now as well.
Just by looking at their steer, oh, there's almost contact there again. Just by looking at the steering going down to turn 1, it looked like they were steering into each other. And you can't trust the contact system on this game. It's just so clapped. It really is. Just all you have to do is just breathe onto the back of the car in front, and they'll spin like they've been hit by a train. Yeah, but that was a butt clenching moment there. I thought it was going to end in tears, but fortunately that is not the case, and it is still crowded Midzi, Griffiths and Turner, your top 4.
I mean, somehow they didn't lose any time doing that as well. To crowding. In fact, it's closer now than it has been for quite a while. Last few laps, it's been Midzi's been on the edge of the DRS coming through this stage of the lap.
DRS situations aren't looking amazing either. The best driver with the ERS is probably still Toby. Yeah, he's not using it this lap though, so we're not going to see any action into turn 1 this time around.
I mean, Toby's the only one that's got more than 10%. It's Andres as well. Andres the spinner this time. He was doing a decent... Oh, and then these 4 sparks off nearly.
Oh, hello.
Midzi and Toby. Oh, no.
Oh, that is going to go in Crowding's favour. That is big for the race. Even though there's 7 laps to go, Crowding... I mean, this is going to be crucial now for the Aston Martin driver of Griffiths. He's going to have to use those Rs to perfection. He's got to find a 10th. He's got to find the 10th from Crowding. He hasn't.
He's not got DRS this time around. He's on that curb as well.
Oh, I missed that bit. I don't know if you're on board for Griffiths on Midzi. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. I guess it was just DRS up the straight.
Trust us. I mean, we focused on this battle all race.
Yeah, the one time we don't look at it is when it happens.
Sorry, not sorry.
Toby's not going to have it. DRS. If Midzi and Toby battle, which you kind of know they are, being so they kind of hate each other.
Well, that's a strong word.
It's just going to cost them. That's going to cost them this race.
That's a strong word, that.
I mean, it's Midzi. Who doesn't he hate?
Well, I mean, I'd like to think that I'll get on the good side of Midzi. I'd like to think.
On the track, who does Midzi not hate?
Oh, Midzi's an absolute demon on the track. He's like, when the visor's down, like everyone who's in front of him, he wants their meat. He wants. Oh, that sounds awful saying that. He wants them dead. He wants. You know what I mean.
Don't mean to worry you, but Midsy's low on fuel.
Maybe there's a few drivers anticipating a safety car. Like we saw that yesterday, funnily enough, with Ferrari, with Mckeon.
Midsy is the only... It's Midsy and Wigsy.
Surely not.
The only ones who are low on fuel. Could we have a whole F1 weekend without a safety car in SLR?
I think we have. I
Should
think we
surely
have.
be
Monaco.
one of the first time ever.
For some reason,
Oh,
Monaco.
yeah, in Monaco it's impossible
Yeah,
to get a safety car.
for some reason. But Crowden, almost a second and a half now. If he can find another second and a half within the next 6 laps, he is going to get the win.
Midsy's going to have to start lifting and coasting. Because it's unlikely that there's going to be a safety car. Especially at this stage of the race.
This race has just got sweat written all over it. And Crowden.
Yeah, well, it's now a straight race of Crowding versus Toby on...
Wow, look at Crowden though. He's pulling away.
Crowding.
I think he's got
1.2
this.
seconds left to go.
I think he's got this.
Especially if Midsy and Toby go to battle, that's it. Crowding's then got that gap. Although I think Midsy knows that. And he's just got to stay behind Toby if he wants any chance of jumping Crowding.
It's a difficult situation for Midsy though, because of course it's fuel situation, and he knows that if he makes a move on Griffiths, he can't afford to lose time. And any time you make an overtake, apart from if it's just an easy DRS overtake down the straight, which we're not going to see here, let's be real, you're going to lose time trying to overtake the car in front. And it's only going to go in Crowden's favour, who's almost reached that 2-second barrier now.
Midsy's got to start thinking about Turner as well. He's only 2 tenths behind.
Griffiths used a bit of us there, going across the start-finish line. So he is just covering off the potential threat Midsy may hold going into turn 1. There will become a point where first is pretty much out of the equation, and they've got to start thinking about second place. But Crowden still needs to find another second, and that is a very tall order, especially if you are racing in the Mckeon division.
Jitto pits for soft tyres. Jitto doing a 2-stop. Definitely just wanting that fastest lap now. Jitto must have been involved in that lap 1 collision because he pitted on like lap 3 or 4. It's up to 2 seconds now. Toby to Crowding. Crowding's got 4 more laps to try and pull out 1 second to the pack. Midsy still not showing any signs of potentially lifting and coasting. I wonder if Midsy knows he's low on fuel.
He'll know. He'll know. I'm pretty sure Mark with his C would have gone in his ear hole. But yeah, it's a difficult one because unfortunately I've not been in a position where I'm going to run out of fuel on this. But I can imagine if he does run out of fuel, it's maybe going to be going down from like the penultimate corner, and in his case, he's got a 7.5 second gap to Elite Risks in 5th. So
Or is it going to be like Hicklin where he runs out of fuel with half a lap to go?
Yeah, it could be.
And then Baggy robs him of a point.
Upper Baggy. Upper Baggy.
2.1. Crowding needs to start finding a little bit more. He's going to need 3 tenths a lap now.
Just feels now Crowding's pulled away, everything's just got so calm in this race.
Oh yeah. I mean, Midsey, Turner and Griffiths can't afford to start battling now because of Crowding being up the road with the penalty.
Well, it depends how Midsey wants to play this. Does he, if he can't win it, is he going to have the attitude of, if I can't win it, neither can Toby? Because if he makes a move on Toby, that will be Crowding's win. I think it's down to Toby and Crowding. i.e. Griffiths and Crowding, sorry. It's going to be between them two now, I think, for the win. The gap was extending, but it's only just 2.3 seconds. He needs to find almost a quarter of a tenth, quarter of a second. 2.5 tenths per lap for the rest of the race.
And he's more than that now. As we're nearing 2 laps to go.
I'm fairly sure it's a pad 1, 2, 3 as well, so up the pad.
See, I tell you, this is a pad traction track. I told you yesterday.
Oh, I didn't feel it in F2.
I told you in F2 actually, didn't I?
You did. Definitely didn't feel it. Oh.
Yellow flags, it's a Haas again, Lewis. Crowding's made a massive mistake here. Toby's in a second. I thought I saw Crowding slowing.
Now.
This has really opened up the race. This is Midsey full-on attack mode now.
This is it
We're
now,
going to have a proper race again.
We are. I was close to saying we haven't seen anything similar to what we saw in Div 3 where first place were making mistakes, and we've just seen it now. And from what was looking unlikely that Midsey was going to have to settle for a third place, he's now back in contention for the win. And let's not forget Turner in 4th. Bootstrap Bill, Will Turner, he's still got a chance. He's back in the podium slots now.
Turner would take the lead of the championship as well.
Oh wow.
Obviously he was sitting P2 last week.
Midsey is going to be praying and hoping that Crowding can get out of that DRS, and it's right on the brink. It's 9 tenths. I think Crowding's lifted just a tiny bit. He has, and
Toby
that's allowed.
is normally quicker in this final sector as well.
And he's going to be using that urge to keep within the second as well.
Toby's now the one with the lowest DRS. When this whole race he's been the one of the most. So close again. He's outside.
He's got the DRS though.
No, but he's got it.
And Midsey's got the DRS. And he's used his urge. Turner, further 8 tenths back. Looks like he's out of the picture, but he's still on for a great result. He's on for a net podium.
Midsey, Toby into the final corner, anyone?
Oh, surely not. There's not much to separate them though. There hasn't been a race. I think it's safe to say that the quickest driver on track has been Crowding, but that penalty really is going to be proved costly. And that mistake out the last corner on just a lap ago. Fine margins, that is what wins your races here in Mckeon. And Midsey's lifting.
He started to lift. Midsey's just realised he's nearly out of fuel.
And the hazards, I think, have collided, but forget that. And
Midsey's not going to... Midsey doesn't have enough fuel to finish this race. He's just realised he's got to start lifting and coasting.
Nah, I don't think he's just realised. I think he's known for a while, but I think it's now that it's critical. But he might still end up sticking to third place.
Yeah, depends when he runs out of fuel. He could still get crowding.
But anyway, you know your winner. Over to you, Menz.
Well, crowding's going to cross the line first, but it is going to be BRT Griffiths who wins the race. Midsy's ran out of fuel, but will get on the podium still. It's an Aston Martin 1-2 as Turner gets P2 after Crowding's penalty for fourth. Elite, a brilliant drive from him, fifth. Corey in sixth, and then the reigning champion Ogween down in seventh. Jam P8, and then you've got Merckx who will cross the line P9, and the season 7 champ Roller will get one solitary point, the race winner from last week, just ahead of Ham.
Solid points there for
Who
Merckx.
surprisingly gets no points as Rigsy has spun whilst trying to get fastest lap. Oh, as Lewis has no wheel, and oh my god, Shotmail's just gone straight into him.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh, I thought the Red Bull was going to join. I thought Jitto was going to join the two and inside each other. Should we just wait for Rigsy?
Yeah. Okay. So, I've just got into the Mckeon chat, and there was a dive bomb in lap 1, it turns out. So, I'll read the mess. So, Crispy, who the F was that absolute idiot that lunged it from like 500 years back into turn 4 and spun me? So that confirms that, yes, there was a dive bomb. Right, once I've got the classifications up on the screen, I'll start inviting the people in. And Midsy started on 29.0 fuel, finished 0.06 under. I mean, to be honest, he's done very well to finish third despite running out of fuel. Very well. Right, let's get these people in.
Drive of the day is going to be a tough one.
I'll leave that to you.
Merckx obviously from 18th to 9th, but then, I mean,
I
any
think,
of those top four.
I
Shout of it as
think
well.
I would give it to Griffiths, but if it's not Griffiths, I'll give it to Elite Risks. Because he did one lap in qualifying, got ninth,
Of course, yeah.
and he's worked his way through the grid to finish fifth.
If you're still watching the race, put who you think your driver of the day should be.
Yeah.
A few options that we've mentioned, or do you have one of your own even?
It appears nobody wants to join our party. Oh no, wait,
we've got Toby.
We got one in. We got two in. Here we go. Everyone's turning up now.
Just wait for Turner.
Uh-huh. Oh, and there you go. Yeah, Corey's clowned. He completely forgot. He forgot who his teammate was. Oh, that makes a bit more sense now.
Oh, dear. Can I just request that you guys include your audio on my stream as well? There's just so it comes through.
How do I do that?
Nah, I don't want to. Same it. Thank you.
Right, Matt, how do you want to do the interviews?
It's up to you, mate. I don't mind doing like, well, I'll just follow your lead, I guess. Like, I could do second, or I can do first and third, or whatever. You decide. You're the main com.
I mean, do you want to start with Midsy?
Yeah,
P3 man.
I will. Right. Up first, third place. E Midsy, congratulations, back on the podium. Nice to see you back up here. You reminded us of your class skills and the champion you are with your brilliant performance. But I mean, it wasn't very straightforward. It turns out with your fuel situation. First of all, well, tell us, go into a bit of detail. What was going on there? Were you anticipating a safety car, or was it you were just a bit throttle happy, I guess, with the car?
Uh, no, I just thought, to be honest, I would have actually saved fuel being in the train, but I started off with literally 29 laps exactly, and I probably went down to point 1 under from about lap 8, and I just stayed there for the rest of the race. I had to keep coasting into turn 1 most of the time, apart from when I went side by side, I think, with a couple of people. But yeah, that's just my fault, really. I think that's just from where I haven't I haven't played a game, but I didn't even expect to be at the top. So that was fun, and quali was ridiculous. I mean, I felt like I'd done a really good lap, and then Crispy were sat in the party, and we was like, "Oh, that's a good lap," and then we both sat in 6th and 7th, I think it was. That's just ridiculous, but yeah, it was nice. It was nice to race again after quite a while. So I didn't expect to be at the front, but yeah, I've made some decent overtakes, I guess, when I got Corey off the line, and then I think I had to pit when I had to pit. I had to force my hand in the position I was in. I think that was the right time to pit, but again, I just with the fuel at the end, I couldn't really drive flat out. Still, it's not taking anything away from Toby. I know he's wanted to win a race for God knows how long. So, uh, well done to him. Well done to Crowden also, and Turner.
Well, yeah, again, yeah, congratulations on third place, despite under the circumstances, and congratulations on having a massive part in what was a brilliant spectacle in Mckeon, and it was a great advertising for Summit League racing. So well done for that. Over to you, Men's, for second place.
Yeah, we head on to P2 Turner. We saw you and your teammate basically control that race early on before Crowding took the lead. But just talk me through your race and how you think it went.
Well, I got a decent launch off the line, and then I just kind of sat behind Toby because I didn't think there was any point in going for it. And then I saw Craden using ERS the one lap, and I was just like, I'm just going to try and play the long game and just try and save. And then obviously that hasn't worked because when I pitted later than everyone else, I went out of DRS for like 2 laps, and I had to use all my ERS to get back in, and I just had nothing left. So it was pretty difficult from then, but managed to get P2. I mean, luckily Mizzy ran out of ERS, but that's unlucky. I mean, fuel, but yeah, it was alright. It was an alright race. Pretty boring, but yeah.
Fair enough.
But, yeah. Anything you want to add, Southerner?
Am I right in saying you said earlier, Men's, that Turner is the championship leader now?
He will be, yes.
Wow.
That's happened.
Bootstrap Bill. Well, my question to you is, how does that feel? And I mean, compared to last season, where I think there was a bit of an on-running joke about you always retiring at the pits, but you're leading the championship.
Race since Imola, so
and here you are now, championship leader. So, I
ain't
mean,
gonna last very long with Saudi Arabia next.
that kind of answers my next question also. But congratulations on second place.
Cheers.
Right, and we head on to the race winner, Toby. It looked like pretty much a sweat fest out there, all 4 of you at the front. But yeah, just talk me through what your feelings were throughout that race.
Yeah, I had a
How it
race
feels to come out on
on Wednesday in the same car, exact same setup and everything, and I felt quietly confident. I didn't think I'd get pole. I thought I'd average around the kind of time that Mitzi Crispy did, like a mid 0.6 maybe. So to go pole was completely unexpected. And so a lot of the first stint was like trying to see if Turner could stay behind, because I knew Crowden was rapid. Just based off his banker alone and from previous experience, he is absolutely rapid at this track. So I knew that as soon as he made that move, it'd be dangerous. Luckily, I managed to stay in his DRS the whole first stint. He made a mistake in the S's at one point. I had to back off and almost lost the car because of that, and that gave him the DRS advantage. And then luckily, coming into the penultimate lap, he made a mistake, so I knew at that point I could ease off a bit. But like I said, like Midzi said, I've been in this league since season 7. I feel like I've had opportunities to win, so to do it after over 3 seasons means so much to me.
Is this your first win?
Yeah,
in
I've
Mckeon?
won in F2, I've won an Invitational, I won the pre-season race, but in terms of actual in-league action, this is my first win ever in the league. So yeah, I'm
congrats
absolutely
on
amazed with it.
Savna?
I mean, congratulations on your first SLRF1 win. Welcome to the club.
Thank you very much.
I mean, by looking at that, but looking at how you were all through the race, not in a million years would anyone would have thought that you were fighting for your first SLR win. I mean, you had in front of you Crowdin, so be it, had a 3-second penalty after the halfway stage, but you had a monstrous threat from behind from Midzi and Turner. So,
Yeah.
trying to deal with the situation of knowing you're trying to keep within and try and attack for the lead, but you're also having to defend from the absolute titans behind. I mean, how was that? How was the feeling and the emotions in the car trying to deal with all of that, knowing that your first win was potentially on the line?
Yes, it's like I say, it's something I've wanted for several seasons, and as sad as it may sound, it does get to the point like my heart actually starts racing, my fingers get a bit more twitchy and stuff. So I do worry: am I going to make a mistake? Am I going to lose the car? I'm glad I got past Midzi when I did. I'd gone for the move at one point; he'd managed to stay ahead, but he made a mistake coming out of turn 1, and at that point I just knew I had to go for it. Ended up getting the move on him. And like I said, luckily in those last 2 laps, I had DRS from crowding. Without that, I don't know if I'd have maintained the lead on the final lap. But no, it absolutely immense pressure. GG to obviously to Turner, to Midzi, to crowding. That's some brilliant battling with the 3 of them. And like I say, it's the exact way I'd want to win my first time, is to go through a battle like that and to come out on top.
Yep. Sky's the limit now. Congratulations on your win. A pad 1-2-3, I believe. No, it's not pad 1-2-3, is it? Or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1, 2,
It
3,
is.
4.
Oh, get in. That's definitely not going to be happening next week at Jeddah. Enjoy it while it lasts. Over to you, Menz.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much all we have time for today. We've seen a great battle between the top 4. Heartbreak for crowding. But, as Matt's just said, Saudi Arabia next week. Will the wheels come out on top next week? We'll find out. And hopefully you can join us for more Summit League